Hey guys, what's up? This is Trenchy bringing you another episode, and SpideyJuly is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long ass time, but we are back because July has come around and we have risen. Um, it's time for SpideyJuly season 2. Hopefully, it is longer than SpideyJuly season 1. But yeah. So today at SpideyJuly season 2 episode 1, we review the Amazing Spider-Man from the 90s, season 1 episode 3 episode Return of the Spider-Slayer. And for a comeback, this was an awesome episode to come back on. I actually like that we ended on this episode because this episode is dope. It's very fun, a very good continuation to the season 1, episode 2 episode The Spider Slayer. So this one picks up a few months after that, and it takes it takes a few elements from the Amazing Spider-Man comics issues 192 that released in 1979 and 42 that released in 1966. And we start with, and before I get into how we start, it does introduce a very important character to the franchise. So we start with Spider-Man on the phone with Aunt May as Peter, but he's in the Spider-Man suit, and he's explaining that he doesn't want to go on a date with Mary Jane, but he gives in to doing it. He begrudgingly gives in to doing it, which was started in the episode before this, the SpiderSlayers. So this is kind of paying this off. There's a lot of payoffs in this episode. So we have he is then attacked by one of the SpiderSlayers, the Black Widow, and another SpiderSlayer known as the Tarantula, but is not given a name in this episode. And he also has to end up saving a woman and her dog from the SpiderSlayer because they get caught and attacked by the SpiderSlayer. So Spider-Man saves them, which is a cool moment. I love seeing superheroes actually save people. It seems to be a lost commodity nowadays. Like in a lot of superhero movies, there aren't really saving. They just fight each other. So it's always good to see some old classic, actually saving people. But early on, Spider-Man is defeated by the SpiderSlayers 5 minutes in, and he is captured using rockets and knockout gas. But he is able to put tracers on both the SpiderSlayers, so he knows where they're going and stuff. Which this is actually the first episode we see the spider tracers in. And Spider-Man is taken into a secret lair where Alistair Smythe is the son of Spencer Smythe, who is doing this for revenge for his father and being manipulated by the Kingpin. Even though him and Kingpin have a very begrudgingly relationship, you can see Alistair kind of, spit back at him a little bit, which is good to see. Kingpin is just a means to an end for him, as well as Alistair being a means to the end for Kingpin, So Spider-Man is captured, which creates a lot of tension. It's 5 minutes in and Spider-Man's already captured, and you're like, what the fuck? And then it gets crazier because Alistair invites J. Jonah to see Spider-Man, and then he ends up strapping a bomb to both of them, locking them together with these handcuffs and putting a bomb in between them. So they're locked to this bomb. And Maxwell Caulfield really steals this episode Christopher Barnes as well. He does great. But fucking Maxwell Caulfield, you could really hear the anger in his voice. His vocal betrayal of Alistair here is awesome. He kills that shit, and it's a really great voice performance. Spider-Man has a lot of great lines here. He's like J. Jonah Jameson is like, "Are you crazy?" And he's like, "You have to ask." Or he has another one. He's like, "No, no, take it away. The color clashes with my costume." Or J. Jonah's trying to get off the bomb, and Spider-Man's like, "We've only been together a few minutes, but you're already asking for I think it's a terminal divorce." I think that's the line he said. And there's there's another good one where he's like, "Oh, J. Jonah Jameson's like, this is your fault just as much as mine, Alistair. You should strap yourself to this bomb." And then Spider-Man's like, "Dude, you should be a family counselor. Like, you should be a counselor." Jonah. Like, Spider-Man has some great lines. And for a little bit of this episode having uh J. Jonah and Spider-Man be stuck together is cool. And we also find out that Alistair is gonna send some other spider drones after Flash Thompson and Norman Osborn and Eddie Brock, because he feels like they're responsible for his father's death as well. And Spider-Man, one of the drones ends up taking Spider-Man away to die, but they're able to get free. And Spider-Man tracks one of the SpiderSlayers, the Black Widow. He finds it after Flash, which flashes with Felicia. He is then able to use the laser of the SpiderSlayer to cut himself free, and takes out the Black Widow with a tow truck, which is a good sequence. So I like the added tension, though, of Spider-Man having a bomb strapped to him most of the episode, and not only has to save mostly these people who are his enemies, Flash Thompson, Norman Osborn, and Eddie Brock, and J. Jonah, all these people that dislike him, whether it just be as Peter or as Spider-Man, or both. But he also is risking his own life to do it because he has a bomb strapped to him. This episode also highlights Peter's smartness with the spider tracker, and later how he gets the bomb off using science. It really focuses on his big brain, which Spider-Man is a very smart character, so I'm glad that was highlighted in the episode as well. We get more of Eddie Brock, and I really feel sorry for Eddie Brock in this episode because he is trying to get another job. But that is ruined by the SpiderSlayer Tarantula, who comes in and tries to kill Eddie. And Spider-Man, of course, saves him. He ends up frying the circuits of the tarantula by having one of the claws go into an electrical circuit, but Eddie is still not able to get the job. They're like, "Fuck you, you just let a SpiderSlayer in here," and he wrecked everything. And Eddie again blames Spider-Man, which I love, leading more into the hatred of Spider-Man and leading more to the character Eddie would become in the future. I really enjoy that. And finally, we get the big battle of Oscorp, where Norman knows the SpiderSlayers are coming, so he sends out a lot of robot tanks and robot vehicles like helidrones. And we get the Scorpion Slayer finally revealed. And you can see Alistair just reveling in what he thinks is going to be the defeat of Norman Osborn, because he blames Norman Osborn, like, kind of the most. Like, it's him and Spider-Man he blames the most for his father's death, because Norman did pressure Spencer to stay in the building. And we get a really cool battle of just laser beams and explosions, and you got Spider-Man there, and he's like, this bomb's about to fucking go off. And he's, like I said, he's able to get the bomb off of him due to liquid nitrogen. Meanwhile, the other SpiderSlayers, the Black Widow and the Tarantula, wake up and combine all together to make a super SpiderSlayer. And they're just wrecking house and chasing Norman. But Spider-Man is able to catch up to Norman. And he pulls him out of the car, and he says it's for Harry's sake. But what is weird, with the order of these episodes were released, I don't know. I'm going off the theatrical release of the episodes when they aired on TV, not the production release. Which maybe I should have gone by. I do not know. But Harry has not seemed to be hanging out. I mean, Peter has not seemed to be hanging out with Harry. They don't seem to have as close a bond. Well, the only times we've seen Harry is with Flash, which is Spider-Man. Peter Parker's bully. So it's kind of weird how that worked out. But still, it's still an interesting development. We do know that Peter does care for Harry in this universe, this version of Spider-Man. So yeah, so the final confrontation is on the bridge. He had pulled Norman out of the car because Norman was unconscious, like I said. And he goes to the top of the bridge with the bomb. He still has the bomb on and bombs down to 1 minute. And the Super SpiderSlayer comes up to get him, but he jumps on the back, webs the bomb on, and then jumps off the back of the SpiderSlayer. And the SpiderSlayer explodes and falls into the ocean. And we get a scene of Kingpin being like, you failed, Alistair, and stuff. And Alistair's like, I'll get him next time. You know, you could see kind of Kingpin getting like a little frustrated with Alistair, you know. And then in the end, we have one of the most iconic scenes from the comics and one of the most iconic scenes from the show, where Aunt May's like, Mary Jane's here, so Spider-Man has to stop sewing up his costume. Peter goes to the door, and there is Mary Jane, and she says the line, "Hey, Tiger, it looks like you just hit the jackpot," and she winks, and she does the line. Very iconic sequence in the comics, and very iconic in the show, and this episode did a lot of world building. There was a lot of great tension with Spider-Man being captured and the bomb, putting extra, like the extra amount of tension. Like, is he going to be able to save all these people that he doesn't like from the SpiderSlayer in time before he explodes and stuff, So there's added tension. a lot of world building, you know, with the introduction of Mary Jane. A lot more with uh shit, I forgot his name. A lot more with Eddie Brock, and I actually feel bad for Eddie Brock in this universe. Like I said, he's an asshole, but he's you feel, but he's an asshole, but he doesn't deserve everything he gets. You know, he doesn't deserve all of this. You know, trying to get a new job and have that destroyed, like, you know, he doesn't deserve that. All in all, I think this episode is is a 8.5, maybe a 9 for me. I'll give it an 8.5, but this episode was fucking fantastic. Uh, one of the best, probably one of the best of season one. We'll see what's to come because I am watching these episodes again in real time, and I know there's some good ones coming up. So I don't know if it will make the top 5 of season one, but we will see what happens. It was really damn good. A lot of good action. Great continuation to the SpiderSlayer. A lot of good character interaction and world building. Just everything worked in this episode for me. Very enjoyable. Very fast paced. So yeah. I guess I'll sign off here, but I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Stay frosty. And this is Trenchy signing off. See you on the next SpideyJuly, where we deal with a certain doctor in the next episode. I can let you guess who that is. But yeah. Stay frosty, guys. This is Trenchy signing off. Beep up boop. Also, P.S. There's something I forgot to mention. Spiderman actually drops the line "clobbering time," which is the Thing's catchphrase, letting know that the Fantastic Four exist in this universe, and they do end up showing up later, and also have a separate cartoon that does connect to this universe, because this was like the MCU before the MCU. A bunch of these cartoons were connected. Yeah, that's all. My bad. I forgot to mention this earlier.